welcome to Miss5MT. I am Miss5MT, and today we are going to be talking about 5 realistic ways to overcome imposter syndrome at work. So let me know which one stands out to you, and let's get into this video. Welcome. So, do you find yourself saying things to yourself like, I just got lucky, I don't belong here, I'm a fraud, and it's a matter of time before everyone finds out? Do these phrases sound familiar to you? Do you ever feel like you're a fraud? As if at any moment in time, someone will figure out that you're someone who can't do your job, let alone thrive in your current position? It's an awful feeling. But it's also common to feel this way from time to time, especially if you are in a new working environment with high-performing colleagues or management team. Many people have experienced feelings of doubt and unworthiness at some point in their lives, but when your accomplishments are a result of your own knowledge, hard work and preparation, and you still feel inadequate, you are probably suffering from imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a type of performance anxiety that people tend to experience when they are exposed to new challenges or placed within new environments. People with imposter syndrome have the persistent belief that they aren't as capable as others think they are. And this can affect anyone regardless of their age, ethnicity, gender, or career level. And here, the effects of imposter syndrome can be crippling. It's crippling because the so-called imposters think that every task they tackle has to be done perfectly, and they rarely ask for help. An imposter may procrastinate and even find themselves putting off an assignment out of the fear that they won't be able to complete it to the necessary high standards. Or they may over-prepare and spend an excessive amount of task time more than necessary. Success from over-preparation reinforces the idea that the imposter needs to work extra hard for it and will not succeed otherwise. And it can negatively impact careers because people may overwork themselves to prove that they are capable, and this can lead to burnout and ultimately be counterproductive. People may also miss opportunities because they do not feel worthy or capable despite being competent. So if you're ready to take on new challenges at work and you want to conquer your imposter syndrome, I've got 5 tips to help you overcome this feeling. Number 1. Acknowledge that this is a common feeling and part of growth. Imposter syndrome can be paralyzing, but as soon as you are able to acknowledge this feeling and identify it as a natural part of a new environment, you can take steps to move past it and embrace the challenges in your job. Feeling like you don't belong in a particular environment is actually a sign that you are growing and stretching yourself out of your comfort zone. So when you are in your comfort zone, remember that you are most likely not growing. While imposter syndrome can be trying, it can also be a good sign that you are taking risks and challenging yourself to grow outside your comfort zone. Self-doubt and feeling like you have something wrong with you can hold you back when there are many people that actually feel like this. Their environment has been constructed by those with power to make people feel that way because the system is not broken. It's working exactly how it's designed to. Number 2, set small incremental goals. When you are feeling like a fraud and you can't meet your goals, it can be easy to get down on yourself and fall into a negative spiral. However, setting small incremental goals can help you set realistic expectations and learn to celebrate even the smallest of successes at work. One of the biggest of issues we have with goals is setting them at a high level. And that's not to say not to have big goals, dreams or ambitions, but setting high level goals can make them really far away or harder to believe. It can also be additionally difficult to measure how you are going to do this. You may ask, what is the best approach in this case? And an effective approach would be to break down your bigger goals into more smaller, realistic goals, because that way you can see them as stepping stones to reach your goals. The key word here is stepping stones. And Bruce Lee says, are you going to let the obstacles in your life be stumbling blocks or stepping stones? Choose the positive. You are the master of your attitude. Incremental goals gives you a forward momentum, which makes your goals seem more attainable. And when you achieve these smaller goals, you can celebrate them and feel good about your progress. This can help you let go of imposter syndrome and cause you to start to believe in yourself and in your abilities again. As well as building steps towards your goal, take some time to assess and remove any roadblocks that may be holding you back. Number 3, celebrate your wins. Imposter syndrome often manifests itself like a voice in our heads, berating us with negative messages like you're not smart enough or you're a fraud, etc, etc. So to help show yourself that you're actually doing well, I'd recommend to keep a track of your wins in a private document. I recommend this because you'd be surprised at how you don't consider what small wins are and whether to celebrate them or not. This will make you be more intentional about it and anchor it to your subconscious memory. Then, whenever you hear that voice in your head telling you that you are not good enough, counterattack it with a reminder of all the things you've accomplished, including the positive feedback you've received. Now, imposter syndrome can make it easy for you to focus on your weaknesses and overlook your strengths. So instead of focusing on what you are doing wrong, take a moment to reflect on what you're actually doing well. If you find it difficult to find something you do well, try asking for feedback from others. Co-workers or peers of which have worked with you in the past, ask them for feedback on how, let's say, they perceived your strengths and weaknesses. But be aware that some people may be reluctant to give honest feedback, but there is no better way to understand where others think your strong points lie by just asking them directly. If you don't ask, you won't know. Number 4, reframe your thinking. Imposter syndrome often rears its ugly head when you're faced with major challenges or milestones at work. The feelings of not being good enough and being a fraud can really weigh you down, making you less effective and confident in your abilities. You might even start to underperform, which can make the situation even more difficult. However, there are a few ways you can reframe your thinking and get back to feeling confident again in yourself and in your abilities. So one way to reframe your thinking is to accept that you are not perfect. You are human and humans make mistakes. Even the most successful people have their moments of feeling like a fraud and making mistakes. One of the best ways to combat imposter syndrome is to accept your mistakes and learn from them. Keyword, learn. When you feel like a fraud, it's usually because you're comparing yourself to some perfect outcome, and that's either impossible or unrealistic. So let go of the need to be perfect and embrace the fact that you are human and will make mistakes. Letting go of the need to be perfect can help you let go of imposter syndrome and cause you to start to believe in yourself again. Call it a refresher. And at some point, you need to step back and ask yourself, when is good enough good enough? Let me just ask that again. I said, when is good enough good enough? That was good. Or was it good enough? You see what I did there? Yes, number 5 is take care of yourself, because it can be easy to get caught up in work and not take care of yourself. However, taking time out of your day to refuel, re-energize and recharge can help you avoiding falling into the trap of imposter syndrome. So here are a few ways you can take care of yourself and avoid falling into these traps. And this one's especially for boss babes and mothers. Okay, so number 1 is take breaks when you need them. It's normal to feel stressed and overworked at times. However, if you start feeling overwhelmed, take the time out of your day to recharge. You are familiar with these feelings. Number 2 is get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep is important for your health and mental well-being, because if you are feeling the effects of lack of sleep, it can be difficult to function effectively and stay productive at work. Number 3, practice self-care. Self-care can come in many forms, such as meditating, exercising, journaling, reading, and much more. So find ways to practice self-care on a regular basis to help you de-stress and to recharge and take care of your mental health. In conclusion, when you're feeling like a fraud, can we agree that it can be difficult to stay positive and focused on your goals? However, I guarantee you that imposter syndrome can be overcome with these tips. So remember, imposter syndrome is a common feeling and something many people experience when they are at a new job or in a new work environment. And you can overcome it and move past it with these small changes added to your daily routine and self-care strategies. So do let me know how these tips go. All the best, and you got this. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Let me also know which tip is your favorite, or which tip you are looking to work most on, or which tip might be extremely difficult to work on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in or staying tuned in till the end. I appreciate you highly, and take care. Bye.